right, welcome everybody. This is our tutorial for spinning plates. We're going to call this the midterm hackathon for spinning plates. So if you're putting out an announcement, that's the language I'll be using. You're welcome to use that as well. What I really want from our artist members is to appreciate the fact that even though we may not be hosting an opening reception in person, this is an alternative to that. And that if we end up with a huge turnout, we've done a very beneficial job for one another announcing our show and inviting people to view the show. So it is really no different than an opening reception or an artist reception or an artist talk, anything that invites people to come and see the show one more time. So think of it in those terms. I really have to say there's so many opportunities now with Shim. If you haven't had a chance to get to know Critical Watercolor, Shim Eco, Fair Share Art Auction. Ask me about them. There's opportunities that are continuing to expand in both physical spaces and virtual spaces. So you literally could be working at this as a heavy duty part-time job if you decided to explore these alternatives and exercise your membership in that way. And for those of you that might be rounding into completing your first year or your second year with me, I want to welcome you back, and I'll be doing that for early to mid-May to get ready for our June launch. And I also would like to welcome you, as Amy's taken advantage of already, to co-curate with me. If there's an interest in a title that you think our group should explore, a theme for an exhibition, or if you want to become a curator or a gallery owner in your own right on this site, please talk to me. I would encourage that, even if it means that I'm giving up members for your project. I consider Odetta Digital a wonderful gateway into this whole media space. And I'm not interested in harboring people forever and ever and ever. I'd like to see you grow in this medium. So consider that. Like for you, Joan, at the community college level, there may be a number of peers that would like to be online and artsy, and you could create a gallery strictly around that community and start to spearhead. Sorry?
Around the
No,
students
around
you're
the
talking about?
professors, your peers,
Oh, okay.
your
Oh,
peers.
okay. Mhm.
Students too. You could do it with students. And that would be very interesting for them because you would be passing along a lot of business skills to them as artists truly need. We're all independent business owners. So getting ready for spinning plates is, we're really more than halfway through this run, which started in mid-December. And so I'm just looking to initiate another way to announce the show with everyone while we're busy doing Fair Share Art and getting ready for finals and all of the things that you guys and I are engaged in. But to remind people to come to our show. So I wanted to start out by sharing the screen. Pull up. This is where I always get so clunky. I don't know why. Things get hidden when I do this. Where are you? Okay. And I'll start out on Instagram. Just a quick refresher. Your Instagram page is basically your business card now that you hand to people in a link. So your link to Instagram would be right up here, or your handle, which you would preface with an @ symbol. And then we have the structure of it with, first off, is our profile. So your profile should be within 150 words or characters. And what you want to do is succinctly give your mission statement and make it a little bit personal in the sense that what is the language that you use to describe your work that might draw someone in and go, wait, what is she saying? Or what is that? So that they get curious about you and they linger. Then I often keep this line, see link in bio, and the link leads to my link tree. Are both of you on Linktree?
Yeah, I am, but I've had trouble with it lately. And I've been too busy at work, but it's winding down. I'm gonna try and troubleshoot a lot of my troubles at that point.
Kind of briefly, what's the thing that's lacking for you?
Well, I went in to try and put Linktree up, Linktree Joan Fitzsimmons photography as my main link. And Linktree gave me because I had spinning plates up. And somehow they gave me a message they weren't able to do it because of blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I have to go to work.
Yeah, okay. Basically, you can add and eliminate your your links. They used to have a limit of 6. They don't have that anymore.
Oh, that's
So the
good.
main thing that I thought you were going to say is I put all this time into creating this link and then nothing happened. Well, there's a toggle in there that you have to toggle it and make sure it's turned on. So if you missed that element, look for it the next time. It's sometimes
Yeah.
kind of subtly colored.
Okay.
Let's see if I can show that here. No, see, it's going right into the exhibitions. Go back. Trying to see how to get into edit mode here, and I'm not seeing that, even though I'm logged in. Maybe I'm not logged in. Maybe I just pulled it up. Let's see. Yeah, I have to log in. Hang on one sec. What I'm starting to notice is that I can do Instagram posts and set them up, just the regular posts now, on my computer. For the longest time, I was going back and forth between the phone and trying to duplicate to the computer, that sort of thing. But that seems to have opened up a little bit. So Joan, do you see this little toggle here?
Yeah.
It goes to green.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's in the off position and it's subtle. It's gray on
Okay, I'll have
gray.
to double check that.
So that's number one. Secondly, is that your name, Joan Fitzsimmons, should never change off of your Linktree account name. Like Odetta never changes.
Yeah,
So,
it doesn't, but you know how when you did the show, you said in your bio, put the link to this? I have
yes.
done that. And then like a month later, say, oh, well, I want to put my Linktree account there. And that's when I ran into trouble.
Oh, that's what happened then. What I
Yeah.
mean by that is no link tree on the weekends of a launch.
Right,
Rather, your link in bio would be straight from the exhibition.
right. And I had
Just
done
during
that.
the,
I,
so,
it, it was an issue later with Linktree that I'll have to deal with them about if I can't figure it out.
so point being, just to finish what I was trying to say, is
That's
that
okay.
instead of saying Linktree and then the exhibition, it should
Mhm.
only read the link from the exhibition.
And it does.
Okay, okay. And I'm also finding I'm not allowed to update my profile yet on the computer, only on the phone.
Okay.
So that may be a factor, I don't know. So, back to that. The second thing is later. Later is a scheduling tool. If you're too busy on Friday at 11 and Saturday at 11, you can set it up in advance on later. I don't know why they moved right into all the pricing information. Let's see what
Do
happens.
they have a free?
They do. They do. So I tend to keep using their free offer
Mhm.
because I'm not using it all the time.
Right,
I'm only using it for these launches. Other
right.
times I just handle Instagram one at a time and on my own. However, you can pull the images that you want from your image files into the scheduler for the calendar. And then you go with, let's say that I'm now looking at April. I've got to move you guys. See, they're going to move me right over to the pricing. They're going to be obnoxious, so apologies on that. There's a calendar. I found it pretty easy to use. So at 11 a.m. come Friday, and I'm just grabbing an image, I'll pull this image into, okay, so this one is too tall for Instagram, and I love this about later. Edit image. So I'll go to Instagram portrait.
That's nice.
Update image. So they kind of set it up, which saves us an extra step, right? And then the caption, I might steal the caption from the launch earlier in December, and then I'll embellish it a little bit current. But for example, back when I was posting for, this was refresh, you can copy your entire caption from our current show. You might still have it in your notes. Mine is saved to my notes, but you can copy it and you can put it into later under the caption and then alter it so that it speaks to the work you're showing. You can also edit the image. So this stuff can all happen, ahead of time. So that now it's scheduled for 11 o'clock. I'm going to be elsewhere at 11 on Friday. I already have a day scheduled Friday. So, anyway, you can save the caption. You can also, you can add a link in the bio for this exhibition and go right to the exhibition and to that artist's page if you're focused on an artist in particular for that image. Since it'll be a combined image, for you guys, it'll be more like the exhibition link. Location, you can put all of that in advance and save your caption for the second post. So I like later a lot for this. It's been useful for me, for sure. What's the downside to later? When you post in later, it doesn't allow you to tag the image itself. And it doesn't allow you to connect to social media. So you do want to go back at your earliest convenience after the posting, and sometimes that's not until midnight, but regardless, and go ahead and tag the image and try and share it with social media so that you've covered all of your trifecta. So I'm going to leave without saving, but that is later. You go right into the calendar, drag your image over. You first off upload your images to their media. Right here, upload media. All right? Give it a try. I found this one, out of all the tools, this one was really organic and easy. So back to what do we do about multiple, let me just finish on the bio. Any other questions about bio, the profile?
I don't think so.
Okay, great. And going again to captions, it's important. Like, this is a work of art that I don't think I did go back in and tag it. Okay. So going into the images themselves, this image was a part of this recent MailChimp. So I sent out the MailChimp. Within the MailChimp, I tagged the images within MailChimp to go right to the listing where someone can purchase it. So MailChimp offers you links that you can set up, also with words. Almost every step in MailChimp, you can link a phrase to something. So in my case, I ran different artist talks and stuff like that. Those are all in the MailChimp, so that anybody that missed that artist talk with Andra Samuelson, they could see it here. And I gave them one more shot. It's also on the Odetta website. Spinning plates. Everything is linked. The more that you create links, as people are searching out and looking at your announcement, they may be using their mouse in some way, shape, or form, finger scrolling, otherwise. And if they see that there's an active link, they could very well go to it. So use your links wisely so that it points to purchase. And I'm toggling between the Odetta website and the exhibition page because I'm also creating veracity within the website itself. There could come a day down the road where websites are obsolete and that all we're doing is social media and linking, and we've got it all without a website, and we're doing it with our own phones and setting up all these graphic tools. But we're not quite there yet. And having a website, if you can afford it, is still a great idea. And a lot of your competitions that you enter pretty much need you to have a link to a website. But MailChimp, when you post with MailChimp and forward to social media, it offers you a chance to upload images. And that's where this image came in with Joan Kruger's image. And I had to, again, circle back because I found out over the course of time, oh, that's not tagged. And I would go back into my image in the edit mode and fix what's missing. Yeah?
Ellen, I am not clear on how to tag images in Instagram.
Okay. Now I can show you on the computer instead of making you go to a phone. I'm so thrilled. Okay, let's give that a shot. So, and I don't know if your computer will allow this or not. So, going in, find your image, Joan. There we go. Oh, this is supposed to be in the Odetta page. Darn. Let me just change out. I thought I was clicking on Odetta. Give me one sec. Okay. Huh. They're both EH Fagan Studio. That's odd. Let me try this. Give me a second. Yeah, it said Odetta Gallery. That's weird. See, when you've got shared spaces, interesting things happen. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Add Odetta Gallery. I'll go back in. I'm not going to finalize this, Joan, because there's more that I want to say. But you set your caption, right? And then add location. So I always just say New York City. And then we don't see, I'm getting used to this being on the computer. It's a little bit different. On the computer, you click on the image to tag.
Okay, how do you do it on the phone?
On the phone, if you can look at your phone and pull up Instagram, mine is a Droid. I don't have an iPhone. I believe we're slightly different. But if you can go into your Instagram,
I think the iPhone is the same as the computer. You just click on it, on the
oh,
image.
great.
Click on the image. Okay, thank you.
Good, because on my phone, when I'm making a tag, it'll say after you get your essential image uploaded and everything, it'll have a little directive at the bottom of the image that says tag image. And then you click on that and go back into your photo, and it gives you everywhere you touch a little, word bar that you would then type in the artist's name.
I have a question.
Sure.
This tag that you put in, don't you have to put an at the beginning of it?
No, it does it automatically.
Oh, great.
Yeah. We're already in Instagram,
Okay.
So that's the way that you would get to Instagram. So we're
Okay.
already in it. So that roster that I just shared with everyone has the artist tags. So if you're confused about, hey, who can I tag? Who can I post with? How do I tag them? I just gave you that again tonight. We were missing one artist, and she let me know. So I just updated the roster again. So I am going to save this. Okay, don't know how to do that. Cancel. You know what? While I'm in here, let me show you Carousel, okay? So how do you get other artists' images? One way is to go to that exhibition that we're in, and when you're connecting with an artist, pull up their images and pull off the screen to your desktop. Or click on the image, pull it up nice and big, and do a screenshot. Those are two ways to get the image that you're looking to post with yours. So this symbol here, do you all see it? Is the carousel. You can upload an additional 9 images to go with this image. Now this is going to be a little bit annoying right now. Hold on. Because it's not as easy as just dragging in. I don't think. Let me try to drag and drop. Let me just see. So there might be some connection that you feel with another artist's work that you've been tracking now in Odetta Digital, and I'm hoping for that for everybody, is that there's a community of like minds that you're seeing in this group, and you like their imagery. So for example, with Joan's work, it's a real abstract view of these gloves. So I might pair her in a carousel with Bridget Kennedy, who has this wonderful painting of a number of hands washing. So I'll pull that. I'm just going to see if I can drag and drop it for starters. Don't know if that worked or not. It seems like it's not an Instagram. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so it's going to ask me to upload it. This is on the computer. I think that there's an easier way when you're on your phone with Carousel. So I apologize for the clunkiness here. Let's just see. So going to Kennedy, and let's see, so she's got this hand motion going, and it feels like it's symbols. So you can see a lot of free associating going on here. And that's all great, you know, as it should be, I think. So a little bit to do with symbols and the hands. I'm just hoping to pull this up nice and big next. So the carousel, you would go into each person and you would tag them.
Okay.
It won't come as easily to you. You'll have to do a little hunting and pecking and type in the name. Because I've got use of everybody's work and I've used their names a lot, they pop right up. So that may not happen for you quite so easily, but don't give up. So there's 4 artists, ironically, all in Connecticut. That's kind of funny, using these hand images and symbols. But I would talk about the spinning plates exhibition. I would also, by tagging their image, come Facebook, when it's posted, I would then give the full caption on the image. But for here, I would just let the tag do its work for me, for starters. I would also tag Odetta Gallery. I would also tag Shim Art Network. I would also tag Artsy. And I believe that that's the only entities where we have an opportunity to purchase the work. Basically, what we're doing is marketing our work on Instagram, and never lose sight of that. It is a positive that people know how to buy your work. I found over the years as a docent at the Aldrich Museum that no one knew that the artworks were for sale. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting because if they knew that the work was affordable, even though it's in a museum, they might actually support that artist even more. But they didn't know it. So to me, that's a big misconception that exists out there, is that people don't think they can afford your work and they don't think it's for sale. So we're here to remedy that. So the caption, I want to go back to an Instagram post from Spinning Plates. There have been a lot of shows, but I guess I put spinning plates all on Odetta. So let's see. What's that? Yeah. This, I think. Nope. Yeah, I've just got a few online entities going. So I will pull the caption from Spinning Plates from the Odetta site and copy and paste it into this post. And that way it'll end up continuing to be fleshed out. But that's how you tag, Joan.
Okay, thank you.
Then at the point where I hope this doesn't share, but even if it does, that's a good lesson. Okay, so it started being posted, right? So now I've got to go back in there with the missing information, which will fill out my caption better. So I can do that now because now I am in Spinning Plates. So this is not the full caption. This is, I think, yeah. Okay. So the full caption is here. So you can go back into your past post and take on spinning plates, right? And how do you get in there? Where are you? There we are. Okay. You come into your image and go to edit. Get your caption in there. I'm taking out my stuff. I'm not sure what Bridget Kennedy's handle is. Let me pull that up. Good. Hello. It's so funny how unuser friendly this stuff all is still. They they run you through the ringer. Oh, I don't know what I just did. Okay. Let's see, my third artist was sort of unrelated.
Joy, that was Joy.
Joy, okay. Yeah, it wasn't Hans. So she is Joy Bush Photography, I'm pretty sure. But you want to make sure you get the right tag for everybody.
Keep moving down right there.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll keep tweaking this, but you see that there's an edit feature when you go to your original post. That's really important that you understand that you can edit these posts when you go back into them.
I have a question.
Sure.
Where do you find the original post?
In your post from the show on Instagram, you go back just like I did
Yeah.
onto your Instagram page,
Uh-huh.
and the image that has spinning plates, there should be 5 posts that you did or 4. They'll be there.
So you wouldn't go to your page, like under your name.
So you would go to
would.
your name,
Yes.
Amy Chang,
Yes. And
or
find that image there.
you could go to Odetta and you
Okay.
would find it there. And as soon as
Okay.
you recognized it as something that might be on spinning plates, or you could go to hashtag odettadigital. It would definitely be there. And then the last option is I'll be sending out a new page to everyone probably tomorrow to gear up for this weekend's launch with those captions again and a suggested caption about the show. And you can copy and paste that into your first post or into your notes to hold it on your phone for when you're ready to do your posts. Any number of those choices. So I just wanted to say, though, that this is carousel. This is one of the groupings of images that I'd like you to explore. You can use up to 10 artists and they get a full image, which is lovely. So I'm going to say done on this one for now. It doesn't allow me to go to social media in this format that I can tell. Let me make sure I'm getting that right. Share to, maybe it will. Yep, okay, so share to Facebook. But I want it to be on Odetta's page. Okay, so brief needs improvement. I'm certain of it. However, I'll go ahead for now. And there's a post now to Facebook. Share to Twitter. That's the other one. So then you've got that trifecta again. You've got Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter all announcing your stuff. And if you really have time, go to LinkedIn. Get your LinkedIn going. I barely hit it, but every time I do, I feel like, oh man, I'm doing the right thing. So if you did LinkedIn all the time like we do posting on Instagram, I think you'd be really successful in your business. It's just a question of prioritizing time and staying on top of it all. But there you are. So it's gone to all 3 sites for now. And as I mentioned before, the Twitter site seems to be more heavily used by our critics, our writers. So you're in the pool with them, okay, like Grog at Hyperallergic. So that edit feature on your Instagram is instrumental in helping you complete your post. You could even copy this link and go into, let's just hope, go into LinkedIn. Let's just see what happens. I didn't set up that page. For today. Good. Thank you. It just opens right to it. See, LinkedIn doesn't want to make you jump through all the hoops. So because I'm on a business oriented site, it would be criminal not to include a link to this exhibition at this point. So, I'm getting trained in all of this, right? And you should be too. To try and use your links as often as you can to steer people to where the exhibition is, how they're going to get there. So let's view that post. They're getting good, LinkedIn, I gotta say. So I don't know if there's a way to tag this image. But it puts it right into the link here, which will help people find it. So that is carousel and editing on Instagram. The last one I wanted to bring up to you is layout. It's an app on your phone, Amy, and I don't know if you've used it, Joan. I believe you have, right?
No, I haven't used Leia. I've done lots of carousels, but excuse me, the cat's crying, but not, all right, let her in.
So layout is really cool. And when you're using it, it ends up being stored in your photos on your phone, at least on my phone, in a section called layout. So sometimes I'll just be sitting there watching a movie and I'll start to orchestrate images. And I'll show you what I mean on past posts. This may start looking familiar to you, Amy. Man, I shouldn't be going that far back. Let me see. I guess so. I had a lot of shows this past winter right when I was moving. So I got a little slowed down. There's a Joan Fitzsimmons. I love that. This is a layout. Okay.
Oh, that's an interesting relationship.
Thank you. I thought so too. And so this is two artists, Amy.
Oh.
This is Joan's photograph
Yeah.
and Charles Birnbaum.
Wow.
And you tell me, guys, what was the organizing feature that would have caused me to want to use these two images together?
Color was one of them.
Color for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
also,
tonality.
Also close up and distant.
Thank you. I mainly was going with color, but I also was going with the silvered part.
Yeah.
And I just felt like the color was drawing me to put these two together. And they're an unlikely pair, which is the best in curation, is when you build a relationship that was under recognized, not yet thought of. Now you're entertaining me, you're entertaining yourself. And I also like with layout to do kind of tension building juxtapositions so that the query deepens, like, what is going on here? And why is the spoon so close to the edge? Why is nothing symmetrical? Any number of tension building connections. I think, Amy, you maybe weren't a visitor much to Odetta in Bushwick, were you?
No.
My first space. I did a lot of surprise juxtapositions with artists where the title, I would just broaden it to a place where people weren't thinking about it. It wasn't just run of the mill anymore. And they really liked that narrative to offer them something that was a surprise. So that's what you can do in layout is you can take another artist's image and you can do a combination,
Mhm.
and then you want to just simply tag everybody.
Mhm. Okay, great.
You can even do a carousel of a combination of tagged images and singular images, and you think of it as a phrasing of a melody or a sentence that has, densely packed areas and expanded areas. And this too creates this curatorial voice that I'm hoping that you'll consider yourself ready to work on and build.
You said that layout is an app on your phone, so I go and download a layout on my phone?
Yes, in the
Okay.
App Store.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's free. And you can do up to 4 image combines. I'll go back to the Odetta page for a moment and find some more combinations. I was just doing them in sets of 2 for, a number of shows and then combining with a carousel. Here's a triad. This is 3.
Yeah, that's great.
So you can see that color is sort of my go-to element with
Mhm.
layout, but also there's form involved. There's proportion, and again, stuff where the artist went, "Wow, I never thought about my work that way,"
Mhm.
which it just makes everybody get a little more engaged.
Yes.
And every time you're tagging everybody, be sure to tag artsy, be sure to tag anything that leads us to the websites. I'm
Oh, I
gonna,
love this.
yeah, you're gonna love layout. You really will.
Yeah, it looks really interesting.
It's fun. So you download that to your phone and then start playing with it. Just add images. If all you want to do is pairs for this show, at least you're gaining your vocabulary in this medium. So that is pretty much what I wanted to say is we have some pitfalls with some of these tools where they don't fill in all of the information for us. So you do want to go back. There's 2 reasons to go back to your post. The first is to make sure you've got your full information that you intend to have. The second is to go back and interact with everybody. So that's the work end of this, but it's really important. And don't forget to look at those hashtag pages like, oops. So this you spin me round, round, we would have used some of this for Odetta. I'll go with a more obvious one. So everybody was posting for spinning plates on Odetta Digital. And that happened with the hashtags that you listed. And then you can see the interaction, people commenting. So I'll remind Janine to go back and comment back to people when they take that time. So the other tools that we have that I'm a little still unsure of, and maybe one of you guys or both are far more adept at than me, are things like back. The highlights, the stories, the reels. You can put all of these tools into your carousel and combined images as well.
Wow.
Videos. Yeah, that oh wow kind of says it all. You don't want to make it so densely packed that it doesn't get appreciated too. Mix
Mhm.
it up a little bit. So for this weekend, though, you're welcome to continue working on reels, on highlights, on those kinds of video tools as well. People say that they're highly engaging. I can attest to the fact that when I wake up every morning, I stare at a few different kinds of video posts. They just come right into your phone. So, but I'm not that good at using them yet, so I'm not throwing captions into things as easily on those tools. But I think it's pretty easy, and we can get anybody to show you how to do it that's better versed at it. So if you're trying it out and you find that I need some help, just reach out to me and I'll put you in touch with somebody that's good at it. Uh,
Can I ask where highlights occur?
Ellen,
so
I'm
yeah.
gonna take off because I haven't eaten and I'm starving, but this has
Okay,
been
Joan.
great. This
Thanks.
has
And
been
when is the wedding?
4th of July weekend,
Oh,
July 2nd. Yeah,
wonderful.
so we're gonna do a long
Congrats.
weekend up there.
Well, I
Yeah,
can't wait to meet her future husband.
yeah, he's lovely. Yeah, we
What's his
really like
name?
him. Carl, I can't pronounce his last name. It's something like Mashkarena or something. He's from India originally, and he's
Oh,
an
great.
architect. So
Oh, fantastic.
uh,
Oh, I'm so excited for her.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
very happy, very happy.
me
And thank you.
too.
I will let
Yeah.
her know.
So I'll see you this weekend online
Yes,
and hopefully in person soon.
yes. Nice to meet you, Amy.
You too. Congratulations.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. I think highlights is when you take, like I did it. I used to live in Greenwich, so in the winter the boats are all dry docked, and
Yes.
when you go past them in the wind, it sounds like a gamelan. So I created a video. I think is how it worked. I'll play it for you. So that's it. You get like
Okay. All right. So highlight is a short video.
it's a short video that you can throw text onto.
Okay.
This highlight was very successful before I did an artist talk for the Ely Center. I just borrowed theirs. And I don't even know how I did it, but it just happened. And let me get this sound off here. And it worked. Then this last one, it was Debbie Hess, that put together the highlight.
Yeah.
And again, I just borrowed it. So she had done all the hard work with the text and everything, and I just liked it, and I shared it over to Odetta, I think. And
Mhm.
there I got to announce the show as a highlight, and it'll show up as a little symbol here. What I don't know is
Okay.
how to clear those out. I'm sure that it's somewhere in my settings because these are a little bit older. Any other thoughts before I stop recording?
No, this was very interesting.
Let me get rid of the recording. Gotta figure that out. I guess I have to stop sharing the screen.